Hey guys, my name's Cassie and I'm here with the Science of Golf Performance by Par for Success. Today we're going to be talking about just a few cool down exercises you can do after you play a round of golf. A lot of times you're in a hot environment and your muscles are probably pretty warm when you're playing. So when they start to cool down, they might tighten up and make yourself sore or just a little bit tighter the next time you want to play, especially if you're playing multiple days over a weekend or during a vacation. So these are just 3 exercises that anybody can do. You don't need any equipment, just to cool down the body a little bit, make sure that those muscles don't tighten up, especially for next round. Before we go over some of those cool down exercises, make sure to check our link below in the description. That'll take you right to our free at-home assessment. Make sure to take that assessment to just see where you're at, what your results are, and how we can help you. So after you take that assessment, you will get set up with a complimentary call with one of our golf fitness professionals. They'll go over your results and just give you some information on how we can help you, and just maybe some things that we see that we think that you could work on, either if that's mobility, strength, or just overall golf fitness. So let's go over some of those cool down exercises, and some of these might pertain specifically to you after you take that at-home assessment. So let's go down to the ground. Now that you're comfortably on the ground, we are going to start just 3 cool down exercises. So one is going to be for our hips and our glutes, as well as hitting those adductors a little bit on the inside of the leg. Another is going to be for our spine. We've done a lot of rotation after a round of golf. And then our last one's going to be for our shoulders, just kind of cooling down, like I said. So we're going to start with our legs out in front of you. You're going to bring them just a little bit outside of hip width distance. You're going to bring your hands behind you, kind of screwing them in so that your spine is nice and straight. So we're going to be working on that hip internal rotation that you do a lot in your swing, as well as just cooling it down with a nice stretch that we call 90-90. So I'm going to drop both of my knees to the side and just whenever my hip naturally stops that leg from going, I'm just going to pause there. So I don't want that hip to come up, because that's not going to help with that rotation within the hip. So I'm just going to be going side to side, just letting those knees drop, feeling kind of a stretch right here, maybe a little bit of a pinch if you're really tight, but just loosening up those hips going side to side. Once again, this is working on their hip internal rotation. It's going to help a lot in that swing. You can also use this as a warm-up for your course as well, but whatever you prefer. When I'm done, I'm going to drop both knees to one side, and now we have this nice 90-90 position. So my knee is going to be in line with my ankle on both sides here, and I'm going to have a nice kind of square in between the legs there. I'm going to turn towards this front leg and have my hand on each side. I'm going to, once again, keep that back nice and flat and not let it curve over as I lean forward. So I'm going to lean forward over that leg, keeping the back nice and flat. And this is going to be a nice stretch here. So I'm going to feel a little bit on that adductor on the inside, but a lot in that piriformis area in the back glute. So I'm leaning forward. And with this, I want to make sure that I'm breathing a lot. So every exhale, I'm trying to get a little bit more over that leg. So inhale, exhale, leaning a little bit over that leg. And then again, inhale, exhale, trying to lean a little bit further. Good. And then you would go to the other side. So same thing, dropping those knees over to the other side, having that nice 90-90 position, turning up and over that leg, trying to keep this back leg on the ground as well as you do this. Back nice and flat, and I'm going to be leaning over that leg. So make sure not to curve over, keeping that back nice and flat as you lean over. Just like that. So that is a nice cool down for those hips and, like I said, glutes a little bit. Now we're going to move to the spine. So like I said, after you've played around, you've done a lot of rotational work, especially with that driver. And so your spine might be a little sore, might be a little fatigued. So let's stretch it out. We're going to come down to the ground, and I'm going to lay on my side. So I'm going to have one leg underneath. The other leg is just going to lay right on top. I'm going to take both my hands, and they're going to be clasped together here. I'm going to take my top arm and I'm going to open it, getting some nice rotation here, and I can let my head just kind of follow that hand as it opens and closes. These are called open books. These are also a great warm up if you want to warm up that rotation, but it's a nice just cool down for that spine there. If you want to add a little bit more rotation, you can have this hand on top of that knee, keeping it in place and just continuing to move that arm, getting that full rotation in the spine there. And then you would just switch sides. So we're going to go to the other side here. Same thing, having those arms out in front of you, rotating that spine, opening that arm up, trying to get this scapula on the opposite side to the ground. That is your goal for this one. Just like that. Awesome. So last one, we're gonna hit our shoulders a little bit. So we've worked those shoulders a lot as well throughout this round. So we're just gonna cool them down a little bit, opening up that pec minor that's kind of right in that shoulder there, as well as just the shoulder open socket. So we're gonna come down to the ground, and I'm gonna be on my stomach for this one. So on my stomach here, my arms are gonna be straight out in a nice T formation. I'm gonna keep one arm straight, and I'm gonna bend the other right next to me here. I'm just going to gently, very gently, rotate my body towards that straight arm, opening the front of that shoulder and a little bit of that chest. And then I'm gonna switch sides. Other arm's gonna straighten out, other arm's gonna bend, and I'm just gonna rotate towards that arm, just opening up the chest and shoulder. If you would like, you can add your leg. So as I rotate, I can rotate, just bending that leg behind me, getting that full kind of pressure on the shoulder there. And then on the other side, it would be the opposite leg, getting a nice little spiral there as well. And coming back up. So those are 3 nice cool down stretches that you can utilize after a round of golf. Or like I said, you can also use any of these to prepare for a round. So nice warm up. So we went over open books. That was the one for the spine. We also had our hip internal rotation. That was the first one with that nice 90-90 stretch over that leg. And then finishing with our nice side to side shoulder opening stretch there. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to check out that description below. Click on that link, take that at-home assessment, and schedule a call with one of our professionals here to go over your results. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to see many more, and link and comment on this one if you have any questions, or if you just wanted to say, hey, this helped me out. Try these exercises and let us know how they went for you. Thank you so much.